No.
What's going on, guys? Your boy SQ420 here. We got niggas taking 100 milligrams before we go on. Day 0, day 200. Of course, we were going to come in with a splash. We got fuckers that are high off their ass. Allegedly.
I'm
This
just
is alleged.
microdosing. I'm not high off my ass.
Oh, nice.
Microdosing only.
I do dabs all
We've
day.
got-
I'm never high off my ass.
Well, you see, there we go. We got the powerful one, Cory Hughes. We got the immaculate one, Charlie Robinson. And we've got the spiritual one, Lindsey Scharmyn.
And
As
what are
always,
you,
guys,
Cube? What are you?
I'm
Oh,
just
what?
HQ420.
You're the
I am
sassy
the
one.
Yeah,
P1.
yeah. I am the one. This episode 200. Now, Cory was sitting here like, well, technically it's not 200 because we did election day special. Those are specials. They don't count towards the number. I tried to school Cory on this shit, but he was trying to be difficult.
Yeah.
Strictly
We are
speaking.
here. Yeah. We are here. We're not queer. So that's good. Not LGBTQIA affiliated. Unlike our recent shooters, our recent school shooters, or any
All of them.
shooter.
All
Yeah,
of them.
that have a little bit of an affiliation. We talked about it briefly on Beyond the Cube. I want to get Lindsey and Charlie's input on the Robin character.
Robin.
Ben, Bert,
Well,
whatever he is.
I love at first that they're like, he's not trans. You don't have any evidence he's trans. What? Because he's wearing a skirt and has like a push-up bra on. He's trans. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? What else do you need? Well, he didn't say he's trans. Well, now we know he says he's trans and he's trans. But for a minute, they were just like, you don't get to just decide that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure when you see a dude in a dress, they're at least a transvestite. That's literally what the word means. So they're trans, right? Maybe they're not like officially on the hormones or the whatever. I don't know. But that's an interesting question too. I don't know if we know that about this individual, but we know that at least when female to male, I don't know about male to female, but when female to male are taking their testosterone, it makes them aggro, right? They get rages.
Was that right?
Testosterone does that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
that is right.
You're already mentally unwell, and now you're taking something. They're probably on SSRIs too, usually, and then you are adding to the mix this. Hormones are insane, dude. It actually doesn't even matter what hormones. If they're not just perfectly balanced, like your whole shit is out of whack. You can fly off the handle in all directions at any point. So, not surprised that we keep seeing shootings from these people.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the deal, okay? Robert's mother approved of the change in 2020 because Robert was having mental issues, okay? Now, once he had the change, his mental issues didn't go away, obviously. I mean, as Cory says, he need just make some money and get some pussy. That would take away all your psychological issues.
No matter who you are.
For a woman, make some money and then get your back blown out. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, you'd be okay. So I mean, it's like money, sex. You might want to eat some point in time. You know what I'm saying? Wash up. But that will clear things up. But we continue to see this pattern of people thinking that they can switch over to another gender per se, and that will all of a sudden free their mind from the chains of this world, whatever they feel the chains are. So, Charlie, what do you think about the gentleman and the recent shooting over there in Minneapolis?
Well, it does not free them from any chains. That's for sure. The Lupron that they use to transition them is the same chemical sterilant that they're using to castrate sex offenders in prison. So this is barbaric and crazy and insane. And the fact that these transgendered people are shooting up schools or shooting up anything is not surprising. They're 6 times more likely to kill themselves, or 3 times more likely to wind up in prison. They'll have medical problems forever. It will never stop. If they have to take testosterone, they'll have to take it forever. They're on the program, and it doesn't end. And it doesn't fix their sadness or their emptiness or whatever it is they think that they're fixing by doing this. I think that in most cases they get to the end of the road and they realize that they're still fucked up. They're not fixed. Now they're now they're physically transformed and scarred and mentally unwell from the chemicals, and it's like there's regret there. There's sadness. Look at the Ellen to Elliot page. The light is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. There's no life in the eyes, and it's one of those things that when you see it, you know it, and you look at the before and after, and you just go, "Oh God, what have you done? Like, why have you done this? You were so pretty before, and maybe you were unhappy, or maybe you got molested, and maybe you're working this out in some weird way, but like, or maybe you had to, go through the Hollywood bullshit and they sexualized you and you wished you were a boy because then they wouldn't do that to you. And and it's all this stuff. And I get it. Like, go to a counselor and talk it out, but don't go to Reddit or some fucking chat room where it's normalized and amplified and idolized and because there's a whole detransition movement, and those people are like hunted down. Like they
They're
are
deeply
really
oppressed.
they are hated, right, Lindsay?
Yeah. I mean, like they come out and then Twitter, like, turns down their algorithm and you're not allowed to talk. They get attacked relentlessly. And
Mhm.
like you're saying, don't go to these groups online because you find something that most people are lacking, which is acceptance. Someone's celebrating who you are. Everybody's giving you all this attention. I mean, if there's one thing that all children and adults want for the most part, except type C personalities, is attention. Everyone's dying for it. So you get all this attention, you feel so good. And you're like, oh, all I have to do is cut my tits off. Great. But once you do, all that attention goes away. They don't care anymore. Now they're on to the
Yeah.
next person who needs their help. And so you're back to feeling miserable. It doesn't fill the hole. What is it? Like in the 60s, we came to this conclusion, right? Wherever you go, there you are. You can't outrun yourself. Here you are. Nothing you do to your body will change that. You're still there.
It's like a weird form of self Munchausen by proxy, right? But I guess
Yeah.
it wouldn't be by proxy; it'd be by something,
Direct.
by you, right?
Yeah.
You make yourself like a victim early on, and you draw a ton of attention to yourself. But like you said, once you go through with it, then you become something else. And I think a lot of them have identity problems, rightly so. I think a lot of them were unwell going into it, which is not great. I think the doctors that incentivize this stuff should be tried for their crimes. We know that the Pritzker family, among others, of powerful Zionist interests are behind financing this. It's not accidental. It's not happening magically because of the winds of change or anything like this. It's being financed into existence. It's being done on purpose. This is end of empire shit. This is the stuff you do when you have the luxury of not being worried about actually being bombed or
just
marginalized
surviving.
or attacked or whatever. You get to fantasize about how you're another gender or a fucking, another species.
Pancake gender.
Yeah,
Well,
you should be so lucky to
know
have
that
the
shit-
privilege and the luxury to sit around and pontificate about this bullshit.
you know that shit that made the frogs gay? You think
Yeah.
they made the frogs gay on purpose?
Yes. Atrazine and shit.
Yes.
I think there's no doubt about. They were like, what happens? Oh, it turns the frogs gay. What happens if we give it to people? So we found it in the water supply, right? It's there.
Who
Alex
asked Jordan?
Jones, he's almost never wrong. He's just crazy about it. He's just as often right.
And this is the type of stuff that Jeffrey Epstein was financing Martin Nowak to investigate, this evolutionary dynamics, population game theory and shit like that. This is the what happens when you add atrazine to the water guy,
Dude,
who
and
runs
him-
it through
so-
a model.
I just was finding out too, Peter Thiel and Epstein are like working together on their whatever on their transhumanist agenda. So I'm like, this gets creepier all the time. Peter Thiel, he's about to, is that how you say his name? He's about to do this 4-part talk or something on the
I saw-
Antichrist.
I saw
Which-
that.
Yeah, and his whole thing is like crazy. He's like, oh, I'm so inspired by the Bible. And, he's like some sort of like new Christian or something. I don't even know, technocratic Christian.
I think
But
this is
his
Luciferian
take on
shit.
it is psycho. Oh yes, Luciferian for sure.
I don't know what's more ironic, that Peter Thiel is going to do an examination of the Antichrist, considering he may very well be the Antichrist,
For sure.
or that a sweaty, mumbling, stuttering billionaire fuck is going to charge you money to listen to him talk.
He's crazy. I love when some guy asks him, like, well, so if we want humanity to survive, and he says something, he's like, wait, do you
What?
want humanity to survive? And he's like,
You're like,
I feel like you paused for way too long. You psycho.
That's a loaded question. That's a
Yeah.
loaded question. It depends on when you ask me the question.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Finding
All
traffic.
is dependent on what's currently happening. It's like, do you
Call
want
me
people to be here? You're like, no.
old-fashioned. I want my scientists to have a vested stake in the outcome and not be childless homosexual Zionist lunatics like Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and
Who doesn't care about
Harari
humanity?
and Ben Shapiro and all these guys, all the guys at the
Well,
Daily
Ben-
Wire, all that. Well, I guess they have kids. They're buying kids.
Ben Shapiro ain't a stand-up guy.
He's buying
He ain't a stand-up guy. Oh, Ben Shapiro.
That dude doesn't have dual loyalties. That's misleading. He has one loyalty, and we all know which country that's to. It's not the United States, in case you were wondering.
He wears his hat. Don't he wear his hat when he's streaming? That little ass hat you put on your head.
Oh, does he? The skull cap?
The Jewish hat. Is that what they call it? What's the
I
Jew
don't know.
hat called?
Skull cap.
Yarmulke.
Yeah.
Yarmulke. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
spelled
he-
super
yeah.
weird. It's like Yarmulke. Like
Yeah.
Yarmulke.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool hat.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But look, but people.
I
People
just
do not
think that
let,
the scientists should have kids. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that everybody needs to have kids. I'm saying the scientists that are in charge of the future of the world, they should all have kids. Like
Like, we should get
Elon
them a
Musk is
harem,
obviously going
they
to
can
the
just-
extreme and
They
making
can
it
just
very
go knock all
weird.
these
With
chicks up.
I know
No,
he's
no,
not
no, you
exactly. He, like, why can't you just have like 4 kids and not be a fucking weirdo about it and
Yeah, but-
name them a bunch of crazy shit and do it with,
Blanket.
with like
Did he really
internet
not?
trash.
Did he not fuck them chicks?
I mean, and then there's that too.
heard he
like
didn't.
the fake and the insemination process. I don't know. Maybe,
Sorry,
maybe
Elon
not.
Musk?
It's- yeah.
Yeah, why not
Oh, he
just-
didn't fuck him. No, he didn't fuck him.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
I
Okay.
think he only
He
fucked the
wants a
first
kid
one,
and he
like
has
the
$1
first
billion,
few times.
and he didn't get to fuck him. Like, that's the issue
Yeah,
here.
and he
And you
just
picked
squirt,
a
you know,
Jewish
squirt to him.
spy, Ashley St. Clair, to knock
She's
up.
kinda-
You knocked up a spy for Israel. Oh my God,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Shit.
Don't you know who
Yeah.
these people are before you get involved with them in this way?
Yeah, she was
You
like,
want to be
Elon's not a
captured?
good
You want to walk
father.
into a trap? You're gonna. I mean, like you're already a rich. Take the power and the fame out. You're just a rich guy, stupid rich. You have to worry about everybody's motives, right? And you let some chick who's funded by the Israeli government infiltrate you and get pregnant by you, or you inseminate her mechanically, or what else? I mean, I don't even know. And you
She
think
had-
that's a good idea? Like, oh yeah, this there's no downside to this. I mean, I have to question his fucking sanity, and I understand like you're trying to get laid, but bro, you're older than me, and I'm 52. Like, settle down a little bit. Like, you have a
Oh,
lot
no,
to
no,
lose.
no, no,
Why are you stepping on rakes intentionally?
Because he's a dude. I done told you about this shit, man.
I know.
That,
I
the,
know, and
the power of the
ultimately-
punani, that
that
shit.
ultimately
conquers
is the
all.
answer. That's the answer, unfortunately. That really is. It boils down to.
I'm just giving you
he's
the
just a
real.
dude.
Yeah, he's a dude. But he can't
Yeah, I
get
know.
past it. Man, as much as you try to run from it, bud, it's just in you
It's
to
true.
get caught up.
Listen, I've had my moments of dudeness.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
they
I'm not
come
gonna
in, they
lie,
bend
we're-
over,
we're-
you know what I'm saying?
Where you are
seductive.
operating against your own self-interest. Yeah, I suppose I can understand some of it, but
Yeah.
I've never
Touch
been
you downstairs. Yeah.
I've never had
that'd be good.
$400 billion. I would be worried that someone's trying to knock me up and take my money.
And you
Like,
see, here's the issue. Here's the issue is that a lot of times you didn't have a plethora of chicks, you know what I'm saying, when you were younger. Then you get
yeah.
400 billion. Now all the chicks are there.
Yeah, but
And you're like,
you can coordinate that, but much better
no,
than
you
this.
you can't. I've seen too many motherfuckers throw their whole life away. It can't be done.
If you
It's too
want to,
much.
if you've got $400 billion and you want to run through a bunch of A plus class pussy, there are people in Hollywood that can make that happen for you, and without getting knocked up and without getting in lawsuits and without getting all this stuff. If that's your intention, that can be arranged. Why
I don't
want
wanna do that.
If he's just trying to make up for lost time because he was a total dork his entire life and now he's got a bunch of money,
He was
like I
bald
get
when
it,
he was,
I
like,
understand that,
20-something.
but be strategic about it. Remember who you are. Understand like what, unless he is the Antichrist, which is
I think
Charlie,
he is actually strategic. He's impregnating all these people, but not having any contact with them. He gets this like legacy
Yeah.
of some kind. He's like promoting his
weird.
genetic line, but he also like has nothing really to worry about.
I suppose on the one hand, I have to at least give him credit for not being, he may be a transhumanist, but he's not a eugenicist, apparently, in the sense that he is having more kids. He
Or
might not be in favor of everybody else having more kids.
he's a eugenicist, yeah, because he's like, my genes are
in that-
prime.
it-
This
yeah,
girl's
yeah,
genes are
in
prime.
that-
We're
in-
gonna
in-
make babies. But
He's not let me rephrase that. He's
population.
a eugenicist without being necessarily a depopulationist, because he's expressed interest about the population collapse and demographic collapses and things like that. Whereas the others never mention that because they're like, don't talk about
this
that
is
shit.
what we planned for.
We're still making it happen, don't give up the game. So so in that regard, he's kind of an outlier in that he's got a bunch of kids, but he can't even just do that normally. He's got to make that weird.
Have you seen the story about the guy at the fertility clinic who kept using his own semen and he fertilized the whole fucking town?
No.
Yeah.
That's
There's
like they
hundreds.
pick someone's.
There's like hundreds. He would take the guy's jizz and then he would like just throw it away and use his own, and like,
oh my god,
yeah, wow. The guy, he ended up going to jail for like 3 months and got probation. Like
3 months.
It was crazy. Yeah,
3 months. I thought you were gonna say 300 years.
No, dude, they got a slap on the fucking wrist.
They're like, yeah,
it wasn't that big a deal.
Fair.
3 months.
So,
oh my god.
Yeah, they had to, if I'm not mistaken, they had to pass laws in this town that if there's any chance you were born here and under this guy and you're going to get married, you got to get a genetic blood test to make sure you're not fucking related.
Did they slap him with child support? Because that would have been
I don't
funny.
think so. Cool. That's a good one.
That's hundreds of children child support.
You wouldn't be able to pay it, so it don't matter.
You just
like
die
he admitted
now.
to like 20 something, but then they genetically through testing found like 90 something at least, and like they keep finding new ones through, because people go on, because nowadays you go on Ancestry or whatever and you got your DNA 23andMe or whatever and you can see who your fucking relatives are.
Oh my god!
It's like, holy shit!
He had to have known. Was he doing it still up until like the point of arrest, or was this something that?
Yes, he was.
Because you've got to be going, like, it'd be one thing if you were some lunatic fertility doctor in the 80s, and then all of a sudden Ancestry.com and 23andMe come along and you're like, oh shit. But to be doing it in modern time, knowing that the technology exists now, that's fucking crazy.
Dude, that's
reckless and stupid,
like, I don't know,
and wild.
The sex drive for men is really strong, but so is the drive to have progeny and to have this like legacy and like leave something behind. So I don't know if one's stronger. I'm so distracted because maybe 40 feet away is the neighbor's house out this window, and there's a beetle that's so large that I can like watch it just crawling around on this house. And I'm like, how big? This thing has to be like 4 inches long. Like, what
I would
bug is
shoot it.
this? It's so crazy.
Alien beetle. Alien
know
beetle.
something?
Well, look, that.
Oh,
Mhm.
go ahead, Cube.
No, you go ahead because I got something different.
Okay, I do too. So I was going to comment on your beetle thing. That reminds me, like, I saw something weird one night and I fucking just shrugged it off. But the more I think about it, I'm like, what the fuck did I see? I'm going to explain to you what I saw. I was living over on Maple Street. So this was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years tops. And I'm out back and it's dark out and there's like a street light, between the houses. And so all you can see is like that orange glow. And on a nearby pole, I couldn't see this thing, but I saw something move. I saw the silhouette of this thing move. And I swear to God, it climbed down the pole and it at one time had an arm outstretched and it looked like one of them sloths that you see in those nature videos. And at the time I just brushed it off like, oh, it's a sloth or something. But that's like, we don't have any fucking sloths wild in Colorado.
No.
And to this very day, I was just thinking about it last week. I don't know what the fuck I saw that
Is it
night.
a
but it was
raccoon?
weird. Nope. It was not
Oh.
a raccoon. It had a long, slinky body.
Is it a ferret?
It could not have been a ferret. It had an outstretched arm one time. Like, it did like this, like a fucking, like imagine like a sloth. I swear to God, I thought it was a sloth. They don't have long arms like that.
Bobcat?
Is it a bobcat?
No, but it just slinked into the darkness.
What the fuck? Maybe it was someone's pet sloth and it escaped very slowly.
I don't know. But I'm freaked out over it 2 years later. So
That's pretty creepy. Dude.
I know.
Man said I still got nightmares today. It said it hadn't left me. My God, a pet sloth. People need to stop with that bullshit, okay?
So
Ferrets, sloths, tigers, all this shit, panthers, everything that you want to go pick up in the fucking woods and bring to your house. We need to quit it, okay?
Snakes.
I have a test for you.
Snakes too.
Yeah.
I love them. I
Mhm.
don't think you should keep them in a tiny box in a house. They should be in like tons of miles of jungle.
Yeah. I learned I was in Costa Rica and I learned something about sloths that I didn't know and didn't really want to know, but they had one there and we got a chance to touch him. He's super cute but they said that they come down, they go up in the trees and they're up in there all the time, but they come down once a week to take a 7-pound dump. And then they go back up there.
Oh, that's nice of them to not just let it fall from the heights. Like they're civilized.
That's
Come
what
down
that
to the
guy said.
ground.
I was like, what?
So
I was
What
like,
nigga
how?
out there weighing
I
their
was like,
shit?
how? I mean, it's big, but I don't know if it's.
Hold
I don't
on,
know.
Charlie,
Like-
time out, Charlie, time out. Who is weighing their shit?
this is what scientists
Who was
do.
out there and was like, man, bring the scale. That's got to be at least 7 pounds worth of shit. Who would?
So
They would.
it's this guy. So it was at a place where you can do zip lining, and they lived at the place, and on this property, they had a rescued deer, a baby deer, which was super cute. And I have the greatest videos ever of this deer like running around. Like I sat down and it like ran around, like licked in my ears, and it was so cute. It was like the most adorable thing ever. And they had a sloth that lived in the tree and would come down and take 7-pound dumps once a week. All right, that's all I know. I don't know if it really happened. It sounds mathematically impossible to me. Maybe he meant.
They're slow.
I don't
mean,
know. I'm just saying that's what I was told. So maybe adjust for language barrier and translation
That
kilos.
shit's horrendous. It's
I don't
terrible.
But I thought that was funny. So anyway, Corey, go check the light pole and see if there's a big pile of shit.
Yeah.
And if it is, then you might have a sloth up there.
Dude,
That's
we had
what
a
I'm saying.
giant buck in our yard this morning. Like Johnny went out to do something and like looked up and a buck was just like 3 feet from him and he's like backing up, like
Whoa.
going back into the house. 14 point. This is a massive hulking beast. He's eating all our tomatoes, all our fucking chard. You're not allowed to shoot things within city limits. This is the second time I've had like a major problem with the fact that I'm not allowed to shoot something. And The first time was to put it out of its misery. This was like, get away from my tomatoes, and also I'll eat you because you look tasty. But this
Are you on the
huge
mountainside of the
beast-
highway?
No, we're on the other side, but there's parks everywhere here and they're huge. So we have this giant park with thousands of miles of trails, just like a mile from us. So, we get tons of wildlife. We've had bears, we could have cougars and stuff, but we get these deer all the fucking time. There's deer everywhere. They're stupid. They just walk in front of cars. Like, they don't care because no one can kill them because they know they've been here so many generations and no one's allowed to shoot in city limits. So like no one can shoot them. So they just do whatever the fuck they want. Our fences are somewhat low. So they come in and just like eat our whole garden every fucking day. They eat our bird feeder. They eat the bird feeder. They're stupid, horrible creatures. I love them otherwise. But when you grow food, like you learn to hate them. But this thing, the fun, so I'm like, okay, I have to go check on my chicken. So I'm like out there, like way as far away from him as possible because a deer can fuck you up, especially a male with antlers. And even a female, though, can just like pummel you to death with her hooves. And so I'm just keeping my distance, I'm like checking on the chickens. And then I'm like looking at him from behind. I guess I've never seen a male deer from behind. Motherfucker has a huge package. Like, I didn't know that deer were hung like horses, like just giant. I was like, oh, wow. And then, so that was really fascinating. Then he got like upset. He was like, you're cramping my style. I'm trying to eat all your garden. So he went to like go jump over the fence. And the motherfucker is so fat, he like can't do it. And then he gets pissed and he's like running and jumping in circles. And I'm like, I'm screwed. This deer's getting pissed off. And I'm like outside in a fenced area with him. And finally he like jumps over part of it. His belly's like scraping this fucking fence. Deer can jump like 8 feet if they want to, usually just straight up and over. Like they're crazy. Not this guy. He's so fat off of our food that he can't even get over the 3-foot fence. Stupid asshole. So that was my deer encounter for the day. Yeah, if I had a freezer, if I was allowed to shoot and I knew how to process meat, like we'd be rich in deer meat. They just come right through like all the time. We'd have like 25 deer in a week. We wouldn't even have space for it all. You all would be getting venison air mailed to you. Choice
Sounds
cuts.
terrible.
So good. Have you
Sounds
ever had
terrible.
venison?
You just, I mean, I have, but I mean, it ain't
Delicious.
something that I'm looking to just, taking off to go get. But you say you got cougars that be coming up in your yard. Oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying?
It's not common. It just can happen.
No fucking big ass cat around here.
They'll
The
kill you.
cat have to die.
Yeah.
No, I saw
The cat have
one
to die.
in
They're
my
dangerous.
last house. I'm just sitting at my desk like I am now, and I could see out of the sliding glass door in my office that goes outside. I could see the path from outside going on down, and I just can't help but notice something. And I look at him and go, "Oh my God!" And I had time to grab
Jesus.
my camera and film it. It was just a gigantic bobcat that was just walking down the path, walked right by my door and just stopped. I took pictures of it and then he popped up on my wall. He walked across my wall.
Was it a bobcat or was it a cougar? Because bobcats are like smaller, like they're like the size of like a pit bull maybe, and a cougar's like a panther, like it's a
No,
big
this
cat.
one was a bobcat.
Oh wow. They're still
They're
badass
very,
crazy animals.
very cute.
Cougar fucking jump
No,
your ass.
we have mountain lions here.
Mountain
and
lions,
those
cougars,
are
yeah.
cougar.
They'll kill you.
Yeah, I guess those are the ones that will honestly, like, if they see you, like they're thinking about it.
Yeah. You're lucky
Depending
if you
on their
escape.
situation, they're thinking about it.
Do you hear about people who like escape from a cougar mountain lion situation, like single-handed, no weapon,
terrifying.
and they're like fighting them with their fists? And I'm like, how did you do? Why didn't it eviscerate you? You're so lucky.
Yeah, they just talk about how, like, I saw it, and then next thing I know, it was on me. It was so fast I couldn't do anything. You're just
You
like,
won't even know
holy
it's
fucking
there.
shit! It's like when
Like
people get attacked by sharks, and I'm a scuba
Oh
diver.
God. Oh God.
I'm a scuba diver, and I've seen sharks, but never had any sort of. I've never felt like I was in danger, but you never know.
You don't.
There's been a couple
Orcas
of people
do,
getting eaten by
sea
shark
lions.
videos lately pop up on social media.
Getting
There's one
bit
guy
by
helped
sharks.
drag a shark back into the water from the beach and he got ate by it.
Oh, I did see that.
Aw.
Man, stop.
Trying to
Stop
help.
playing.
Yeah, he did. No, he did. He
Oh,
was,
hell no.
he was trying to help it. It beached himself. Beached himself, and he
Stop
tried to help
fucking
it
with me.
back.
Y'all fucking with me, right? Y'all
No, and
fucking
it
with
bit
me,
him.
right?
No, it bit him. And yes, he was white.
Yes,
Yes, he was
If
white.
you need to ask. You were
Out
right.
there trying to help a fucking shark. I know. My
Dude, that would-
people are. We just insert ourselves into places that they don't belong. Time.
Humanitarians
time
of the
again.
world.
You need
That's what it
me.
is. White folks. White folks are
Ugh,
humanitarians of the
It's
world.
exhausting
Everybody
being the
sucks.
management. It's
You
exhausting. I have to
dragging
take
this
care of the
shit.
sharks too. I have to grab the sharks when they beach themselves, and then this guy just gets completely mauled. And it's like, a part of me is like, didn't you ever read the parable of the frog and the scorpion? Like,
Still a scorpion.
what did you think
Still a
was going to
shark.
happen, man? Did you think this shark was going to swim part of the way out, turn around, come back, and rub up against your leg, and then
Say, appreciate you.
and then
Yeah.
what did you?
High five.
He's going to try and murder you and eat you immediately because you're in front of him. It's so dumb. And I love animals, and I love diving, and I love being close to animals there. But like, you have to also have your head out of your ass. You have to recognize what's going on here and go, I'll pass. I'm not going to go out there and help the shark. I'm not. I'll help the whale, the baby dolphin that beaches it. I'll help that. The shark.
Can't you just like?
Why?
Well, if
Do I
you're out
need
there
that?
swimming with the sharks, can't you just like have a knife and like kung fu
Yeah.
your way out of it?
But you have a knife that survives water
Mm.
over and over again. Like that's a badass knife, but they exist. I think they're very
Kung
expensive.
Fu.
But you want to stay away from them.
Nigga,
That's what
you
wanna
in
do.
man, you in their
You don't wanna fight 'em.
habitat.
Yeah.
You wanna-
Like
you
gonna be
wanna-
like you
faster
in
than
the
you.
water.
You want to look unappealing to them, and you want to not look like a seal in a wetsuit where you look just like a seal.
Yeah.
That's bad. On a surfboard that's bobbing, which is really appealing, and then you look like a seal that's up on top of a.
And then they bite you and they're like, oh man, it's a fucking human again. This shit tastes like shit. They're full of glyphosate, Monsanto.
Wow.
Give me my seals.
Oh, have
They-
we figured
they
out if that
attacked-
kills anybody yet?
They attacked in the place where my in-laws go in Florida. They had crazy ass shark attacks like 2 years ago, where people died. Like
See,
they're
like, why
on
does
beach.
that- They just got together and they're like, let's go fuck up all those humans.
It happened over the course of like a weekend. It was like Jaws, except
Weird.
it was Jaws's.
Justices.
There's a bunch of them, and there was like 3 attacks in one weekend.
Wow.
And my wife and daughter were there for it.
I was super creeped out. I didn't know. I was in Nice. I was like 16 years old on the coast of France in the Mediterranean. We're like, yay, we're at the ocean. Like, we just get in, we're swimming around, we're on inner tubes. We're like, yay. And then, like, at some point, we just like saw a shark go by. We're like, oh, fuck. We just like run. We're like, we're not getting back in the water. Like, no one tells you.
You
I
ever
guess they
seen Godzilla?
you
You
know.
don't want to be going in that water.
Beautiful water.
I think I think the scaredest I've ever been underwater was one of my first dives, and it didn't actually have anything to do with sharks or anything like that. But it was going down. It was freezing cold off the Catalina Island, which is off the coast of LA.
Dude, that's the craziest fucking place.
Yeah.
It's like a portal for the wildest shit.
Oh, really? I want to talk to
Yeah.
you about that later. I did a dive in the morning. A boat dive in the morning, straight down into the kelp seaweed beds. So you go straight down into that. That
First dive
was
ever?
scary. That
Cold,
was scary.
dark
That was
water.
during when I was getting certified. That was part of the requirement for me was 2 open water dives in Catalina and 1 beach dive. And my open water dives, we did them into the kelp, and it was terrifying. I can honestly say I was fucking shitting my pants. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah.
And I was so cold that you don't know whether to be scared or like shiver or whatever. But we just did what we had to do. But there's all kinds of fucking critters in there that you don't know until you come right around the corner and they're just like right there. And you're like, so it's like a maze, and it's super disorienting as well. So you have to follow oh my God. Like after that, I was like, I never want to do that again. Like to me, that's crazy. I would like to do a ship dive. I've never done that, but the rest, it's all like paradise dives, places that are super warm with beautiful fish and white sand beaches. That's what I'm into.
Yeah.
Now, once
That's
upon
like
a time, I'd have done all that stuff and jump out of planes or whatever. But now I don't even like freaking go on a roller coaster. I'm scared of everything. It's gonna kill me.
It could.
Do you not like roller
could
coasters,
just-
Corey?
I did.
It
I
just
always
scared you to
did. But
death.
now I'm like, maybe I've seen too many YouTube videos. I don't know.
What's the worst
I've done-
roller coaster you've ever done, Corey?
Well, I've done. I mean, all the big ones at Six Flags up till like I don't know, 15 years ago. Probably the last time I went.
I've never done a big roller coaster in my life. Not because I
Corey,
wouldn't have. I just never gone anywhere where they are.
No.
It probably wouldn't be good for your body.
Yeah, I shouldn't.
Yeah, you're not a
Shame.
candidate to be on a roller coaster.
For real.
It's
That's fair.
It's like, Lindsay, let's get you on something a little bit safer. We'll get you on one of those little trolley rides. You know what I'm saying?
I've done
Where they
those.
put you,
Yeah.
yeah. That's something that'd be more your speed. Look, I've been on roller coasters, and every time I got on one, I'm like, why am I on this thing? Like every time I've got on it, I'm just like, this is dumb. Like when they take me up to the top, and then I look down, you're gonna drop me down there, ain't you? Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, this is dumb.
Are roller coaster? Can I ask? Are roller coasters a white people thing?
White people think.
No, there's lots of black people that get on roller coasters.
Okay. I was just curious if it was cultural in any way.
No.
There's that
This-
meme of the black guy who's just
Mhm.
staring at the guy behind him on the roller coaster, and like no matter how crazy it gets, he's just like deadpan, like he doesn't even flinch. He's just like eye contact the whole time.
It's great.
Yeah, I had I got it the one on King's Dominion. It shot you off at about 60 miles an hour from a
What the
dead
fuck?
stop into a dark building. You were just in a dark building. You couldn't see anything.
God, I hate
That was the entire ride.
That
And so
sounds
you didn't know
awful.
if you were dropping, if you were going left, if you were
But you're gonna be okay because you're in God's hands because that was the Jesus theme park.
Shit.
Was
Is that
it?
right?
Everyone's safe.
It's called King's Dominion.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like everything was gonna be all right. And I tried to tell my dad. He was sitting there, it's like, "Oh man, let's go in here." It's like, "This isn't the ride." I'm like, "Dad, that's definitely a roller coaster." He's like, "No, it ain't a roller coaster." So my mom went in there with us and everything. And usually my dad and my sister, they always rode all the roller coasters, and me and my mom be sitting there eating food and doing whatever. But we got up there to right where they were loading people up. They load. You see, it's not a roller coaster. They loaded people in, and then they shot off. I was like, "Yep, there it is." He's
Told
like,
you.
He's like, And my mom just looked at him like, "You motherfucker," because she didn't want to get on any of them. But yeah, I mean, a regular heart attack is not something that I'm looking to have, and that's what I feel like I have after I get off of those. I feel like I'm a cardiac arrest.
Will
Yeah.
some of them? I mean, will you ride some roller coasters, or do you have a line? Like, is there like a line?
Oh,
Like, will you do the teacups? Will you do like? I mean, like, I don't know. Like, what are you willing to do?
So what am I willing to do?
Yeah.
Now that I have a choice, none of them.
Yes.
Okay.
I get on those 3D rides. You know what I'm saying? Where they just sit
Oh,
you in a
yeah.
seat and it just moves you left and right and back and
Those are
forth,
fun.
and you put your glasses on. And I feel good
Cool.
about that. Now I did when I went to Florida the previous year. We did a 3D ride, but it was a little bit more intense than what I thought it was going to be. It's the Avatar ride at Animal
Oh, yeah.
Kingdom. Now I'm just telling people now, like you get in, oh yeah, you put your 3D glasses on, it ain't that bad. No, it's intense. Like you're on the back of one of those dragon things or whatever. And I took it was me and my girlfriend in there, and oh shit. and, okay. And all of a sudden, it's like, all right, here we go. And then we drop straight down. And you're on like almost like a motorbike, and the platform that you're on dips straight down to the floor. And there's like air that gushes by you. So you actually feel like you're on a roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
And that fucked me up. Like and like you're going through the water, it splashes water in your face and all kind of shit. Like it's a good ride. My girlfriend cussed me out afterwards because she's like, I don't like that shit. I said I thought it was a 3D ride.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna be intense. But it's actually a pretty good ride because it's pretty immersive. Like they've gotten really good with that 3D stuff. Like you literally feel like you're on the back of this thing going through the jungles. But yeah, I usually don't go to theme parks. Now I'll do like the water ride. So like at a water country, I'll do the stuff where you're in the tube. Now I won't do the stuff
Like
where
you're-
I'm on
like
the
the
slide
slides?
anymore. No, not the
Oh.
slide anymore because the slide is, I did a slide one time and I came off of the water and I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Like,
there's nothing
am I
around
supposed
me
to
when
be
I come off this
flying
water.
through this tube? Like, yeah.
Yeah, so in the tube, I'm in the tube. So I feel like, I'm in the tube, so it's all good. So I'll do the tube rides. I have no problem with those. I stopped doing the
Yeah.
slides because I felt like I was not protected. But the roller coaster thing, I don't really do the theme park stuff. When we go on vacation, we just like shop and eat, and I try to sleep. Shit, I need it. That's usually what I do. But yeah, I've probably ridden 30, 40 roller coasters. I've ridden them before because I was with a group of people. But I don't know. It never made my dick hard. It didn't. I never got hard
Well,
the entire
but
time.
sometimes it's just because it's there and you can, so you do it. Like you're in Vegas. Have you done well, you haven't been to Vegas. I was gonna say, have you like ridden, riding
Any-
the
Anybody goes on
EMG,
that?
the New York roller coaster?
You crazy? You go on that fucking thing?
Mm.
Is that the
Oh,
rooftop
it's-
one?
I did that on New Year's Eve, and I was freezing my nuts off. I was more concerned about how cold I was than how rickety it was.
I just look at that thing and I'm like, I can't believe that.
Actually, you know what they did to us when we were getting ready to go on that night? We get right up to the front, and like I said, it was December 31st, and we were going to do this, and then we were on our way to a club, and there was like 7 of us or 8 of us or something, and we were just so cold because the wind was blowing, and it's Vegas. In Vegas, it gets cold. And I hear them talking to each other, and they're like, "We got to stop the ride." They're like, "It's just too windy." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's right. Yeah. If it's too windy, then some, I don't know." There's talking about how bad it could be if it was windy. And then the phone rings, and he answers it, and he goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Hey, they said turn it on, so we go." I was like, and then we all just kind of were like,
stop it.
he goes, "No, I guess we're good then. We're good. You guys are good. Come on, let's get on in." We're all just like, "Oh," and we got on there, and it was fine, but it was cold. But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a scary ass ride, the scariest ride I have ever been on in my life is also in Las Vegas, and it is at the top of the stratosphere.
Oh shit! I know what you're
The
talking about.
rooftop.
It's the one that shoots you up along a tall cylinder. Now, there's 2 rides up there. One of them is a roller coaster that goes around. And then there's another one that dips you straight down and like drops you down. I'm not talking about those. There's one that shoots you straight at, you're strapped with your back to it. 4 people across, another 4 people, another 4 people, another 4 people. So you make like a square kind of around it. And that thing launches you straight up and then drops you. It's the highest point in Vegas. And you honestly, for a second, wonder, there's part of it is like, did the stratosphere make the payments? Are they going to really maintain this thing? Because it's the stratosphere. Like, how well is this taken care of? Like, have they made a calculation? Yeah, we can afford if 16 people all die at once. Like, we could probably live with that. We could, but I mean, I'm telling you, I was like, this is an A+ ride for people who want to be scared shitless. That's it, because the view, and you got to do it at night because you can see the whole strip, and you're right in the middle of it. Because if you know the geography of where Stratosphere is, you're in between. You're directly in between the strip and downtown. So no matter where you are, you've got a view, and it's you're already starting to get like sweaty palms once you get up there to get on it, because you're in the observation deck and you're like, oh man, like I think a lot of people bail out just at the
Cold feet.
observation
Get
deck.
cold feet.
I'd bail.
My feet be
Yeah,
froze.
no, I did it,
Like the
man.
minute.
And I honestly, I can say it was I was surprised at how scary it was, how fast it was, actually, how fast it's very distorting. But I don't know.
Well,
What are-
Orange Jim said something about the Medusa. Where's that at? Where's the
oh, I
Medusa?
don't know.
Y'all know about that one? The
Oh.
No,
Medusa
nothing.
roller coaster. Oh yeah, Lindsay ain't
I'm not
never
like
been
a
on.
roller coaster aficionado or anything like that, but I
Okay,
do
okay. Six
like
Flags. Six Flags.
you know.
I didn't even know what Six Flags was until I was like 30.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just don't know things.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up going to Disneyland in Anaheim as a kid. Like that was the pinnacle. Like once every 6 years you get to go and you're just like, it's just the greatest. And there's plenty of roller coasters there. So I grew up doing that. And then Six Flags, yeah. And
I
don't
have
know, I
never.
always-
Knott's Berry Farm in Southern California. There's one called Knott's Berry Farm. They surprisingly had good roller coasters there. I don't know. Universal City.
I've never
Universal
been.
Studios.
Even when I was a kid, I never wanted to go to places that were hot and dusty and full of massive amounts of people. Like that never appealed to me. So I've never even if somebody was like, "Hey, do you want to go to Six Flags?" I'd be like, "Not really. Can we just like get high and go to do anything else?" That sounds way more fun to me. Like, I don't know. And I still am like that. I'm like, I don't want to go to a fair. I don't want to go to like a giant event. Like, I just don't really want to be around a ton of
Well,
people.
to be honest, fairs have changed. I know that the state fair here in North Carolina, like it used to, I feel like be about some of the rides that they put up, but now it just seems like it's more about the food
Yeah,
that they have
survival.
out there.
Survival.
Yeah.
Well, like we're
Well,
doing
that
an
as
event
well.
today, this weekend, we're at an event, and there's like, there's thousands of people moving through, but it's like, that's cool. It's just a little event. It's in like a river park. There's trees and shit. It's nice. I can handle. I don't mind being around people. I just hate being like locked in this. I also hate shit that's just super artificial. So like we were camping, we did this whole tour of the South or whatever, we went all the way around the tip of, Florida. We went through Louisiana, all this shit. And one of the campgrounds we had to camp in just because it was the only campground anywhere nearby, and we had to stay somewhere in this place. And that was one of those like KOA type campgrounds. And like
Oh,
that
yeah.
drove me fucking insane. It's all like there's like literally astroturf around. There's like fake trees around, and there's like water with just like piles of bleach in it, and just like it's just disgusting to me. I'm like, I'd like to be in nature. So I just have never liked that shit. I'd rather be
Have
in
you
a river.
ever thought about getting like a Airstream trailer or something like that and going out and doing your
Oh
own
yeah.
thing?
I mean, the van was plenty and has been plenty for me, but especially like if we want to do circuits of events, so you can like pick events and just kind of like travel from event to event to event and make it, a
Yeah.
long sort of tour. Like I'd want to have a RV type thing. So
What about a
you can
Sprinter
store all
van?
your shit. It
Have you
wouldn't be
seen?
big enough because so Johnny's got just like giant art pieces and then also tons of like prints and just all the stuff that is selling. And so you have to have somewhere to store it. So like even a Sprinter van wouldn't be quite big enough. We'd need like at least a small RV or mid-sized RV, which would be rad. Be perfect.
I spent the summer after second grade in the RV with my grandparents, and the summer after third grade in campgrounds. One in British Columbia, on the island of British Columbia, and
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, and then the next year in Ketchikan, Alaska for the
Oh,
summer.
how cool.
And we just would wake up and go, and my grandpa had a boat, and he had a motorcycle, and he had a car on a trailer. He was just one of those dudes, man, who like worked for the
Had all
company
the
for 30
toys.
years, got the watch, retired, rented the house out, bought an RV, just drove for like 2 years, and they
Oh, I
just
would
picked me up. And
totally live that life. I want to be a
I
camp host from like 55 on. Like that's my life
yeah,
goal.
and we would stay at KOAs, and because we had the map, and my options and what I could read in these 9-hour drives in the motorhome up and down the California coast up to British Columbia. There's only so many things you can read. So I remember reading about KOA campgrounds a ton and staying at them. And that was the shit. But that was 1980
Well, they were
and
cool when you were a
1981.
kid because there's like maybe an arcade and there's like, little
Yeah.
games or something. Like there's stuff to do. So it's cool when you're a kid. But
Yeah.
when you're an adult, if you it's cool if you like that kind of camping. I want to be in the forest. I want to not hear my neighbors. I want to not have lights on all night. I want to not just like hear everybody's fucking music. Like I'm trying to be in nature. I'm trying to like
We
relax in nature and be at peace.
we
Uh
did that. My in-laws have an RV, and they have like a really good tent. And so we went camping in Colorado Springs up the Garden of the Gods, is
oh,
that?
Garden of the Gods is so fucking crazy beautiful. It doesn't
And
even make sense. It's like right in the city, and it's just this like prehistoric like stone structure. It's crazy.
yeah, and we got to this campground, and I went to the I went to the front desk office, whatever, and I had an instant flashback to 1980 because they had video games in there, and I was like, I'm getting quarters. I'm getting quarters.
Yes.
I'm getting
Yeah.
quarters. I'm coming back in there. I was in while we were camping in the trailer and everything and doing all that in the tent for like at least an hour. I was in there playing video games. I just had to
I love
for
it.
old time's sake because that
Yeah.
was like the greatest thing. If one of the campgrounds that we stopped at had an arcade,
Yeah.
then I just was it was like the greatest luck ever.
We went to Asheville a few years ago and they have a arcade museum. So they have all these like like the oldest shit up to some of the newer stuff, but just
No way,
every
I'd
single
love to see
era,
that.
every single game. It was so cool. You just buy a pass. So you get to just play whatever games the whole time you're there, and you're there for like an hour or two. You have to have a time because it's so popular that you have to kind of like come in and
Where
leave at
is
your time
this?
slot. But Asheville
Asheville.
that is, I don't know, maybe still rebuilding after the horrendous floods. Like,
Yeah,
but we got there
yeah.
before that, so we were lucky.
Wow. I would
Yeah, it was
love
super
I
cool.
love those old school, like 1980s stand-up video game arcades.
Some of them were like
That's
from the
I
40s,
spent so
50s, like
much
there
time
were
in there.
old ones. And some of them were really bad, and you like understood why no one ever heard of them, and they're gone now. But like
Yeah.
some of them were super fun.
Yeah.
I feel
Some of
like
them were I remember finding a place in California that sold them. I was like, God damn, I can't believe how cheap they are.
well now
I
you
mean, I
can
just
have like
expected them to be way more. And I was like, I mean, you could buy that for like a game room, you know?
yeah. Well, now you can buy like it's just it looks like it and it's got basically Raspberry Pi inside. It's got like 10,000 games and you can
I
just play
know.
any game you want. And,
Yeah.
but there's something cool about like the
There's
actual old
something
ones.
cool
Yeah.
about having the actual burger time
Yeah.
in your game room and track and field.
Pac-Man.
every time I take my daughter to her dentist, they have a Pac-Man machine there for the kids. It's a smaller version, but it plays the same. And while she's getting her teeth cleaned, I always have to go in there and play until I get the high score.
The kids are like,
have
"Why
to.
is this old man playing our game?"
There's never anyone. If there were any kids that wanted to play,
Oh.
for the record, I would get out and let the
That's
kids play.
nice.
But there's never been. I've never been. But I'm always. She's like, I'm done. Did you get the high
Yeah.
score? Like,
Still playing
what do you think?
every time.
What do you think? I'm messing around here.
We got a little bit of
I'm gonna
breaking
play
news right
Pac-Man.
here. With
What do we?
yeah, Rudy Giuliani
Yeah.
seriously injured in a car accident in New Hampshire, hospitalized with fractured vertebrae, multiple cuts. Now here's the storyline.
Uh-huh.
Mayor Giuliani was flagged down by a woman who was a victim of domestic violence prior to the accident. He rendered assistance and contacted 911, remaining on scene until responding officers arrived to ensure her safety. And then the accident occurred after he re-entered the vehicle, which was then hit from behind at high speed.
Oh,
So I mean,
he was trying to save the shark, and he got bit.
That story sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a,
He
I'm
was
sitting there, I'm
trying
like-
to save the shark and he got bit.
I was sitting there, I was like, hold on. So this woman flagged him down? That was
was nice
a
of
victim of
him.
domestic
I
violence.
don't know, man.
And he rendered
I
aid.
thought you were gonna say then her abuser came and like mowed him
I thought
down.
that's what you were gonna say too. I thought that's how that he
Got
came
it.
flying in and ran into him.
No, man, that
I
kind of
don't know,
reminds
man. I
me
don't
of
I don't believe anything these
listen.
lizard people are up to when they tell us their stories. I just don't believe them. Rudy Giuliani being the hero. I don't know. That guy left the bunker before Building 7 went down. Just saying.
I mean,
Fuck that
well,
guy.
maybe he just got lucky.
Yeah.
Is
He
that
gets
a
lucky a lot.
Possible.
He gets lucky a
Well, I mean-
lot.
He gets lucky a lot.
I mean, maybe that's a possibility. And the day one is lucky day. Well, that story kind of
He's
just
broke,
reminds me of
by
the
the way.
movies.
He's also broke, so I don't know how
Is
that
he?
plays into it. Yeah, he got
Is
sued,
Rudy
lost
broke?
all his money. Yeah,
No, Rudy
they
broke.
sued him and cleaned him out.
Here's the deal: like when you get sued, you ain't got to pay them.
I was
Well,
thinking
I mean,
that, like,
maybe he
who
has
can
money,
make you?
maybe he doesn't. I
It
don't know,
takes
but I
like
mean,
10 years for
he was found to be guilty.
Oh yeah, sure. They can put liens on your shit, and that'll take a decade to fucking get that shit
Yeah,
seized from somebody. Never pay a lawsuit. Fuck that. Be like, bitch, all my money's in Bitcoin. You can't have it.
There you
It's
go.
nice though when people believe the threat and then they just pay you.
Right.
You're like,
right.
I'm taking you to small claims court. And they're like, okay, fine, here. Like, cool.
That happened with me with a landlord
Right.
once. Because when I left fucking Vegas, I had paid like a $2,500 deposit on this fucking house that I had. And when I moved out, they gave me this like detailed fucking list of why they stole all my money. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I got pictures, bitch, and I sent them like all the pictures I took. I'm like, where? I'm like, a court. This is never gonna hold them in court. And they ended up giving me back $1,500. I was like,
Good enough.
that's the principle, and I won. Fuck off.
Right.
Well, I mean, that story right there to me almost sounded like a movie. Somebody flags you down on the side of the road, and you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I got them covered." You get back in the car, and you get your head blown off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like a setup.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, I mean, nobody would be trying to set up Rudy Giuliani, would they? I mean, there'd be no purpose right now.
Oh,
Not
No,
him
let him
specifically.
continue to embarrass himself time and time again. I mean, you couldn't do anything worse to Rudy Giuliani than allow him to continue being Rudy Giuliani, right?
Yeah, but isn't he New York's favorite mayor?
No,
Oh, okay. That's way. That's
he's
way
a
that makes
co-conspirator in 9/11. He's not the favorite mayor. He's a fucking suspect. Yeah.
Mom Donnie is a favorite, right?
Well,
Who?
allegedly,
Mom
the Mom
Donnie.
Donnie,
It's a weird name.
the socialist
Oh,
communist.
he
Socialist
trying to run.
is
bench press.
he's going to make
Yeah.
New York great again. I think he's going to try something. So, when I was in college, there was this dwarf freshman, the same age as me, Filipino dwarf. And apparently her pickup line for the guys was, want to try something different?
Fair.
And so I think that should be what his campaign slogan should be
Let's
for
try
New
some-
York mayor. Want to try something different? You want
You
to
want
you want
more
to try
rap, more
socialism?
crime, less food?
You want
Let's
you
try
want
it.
yeah, you want to try bread lines and government run grocery stores and the dumbest ideas you've ever possibly conceived of implemented before your eyes with your own tax dollars? I mean, want to try something different? This is the Filipino midget of mayors races.
Come on, guys.
He was
Where
out
can
there.
I meet a
He
midget?
needed us. Yeah, damn, you can't get one, Corey. They,
Is there a midget dating service? There's gotta be.
it's,
There's
gotta
gotta
get
be.
this
now there
shit.
probably
Half
is.
off.
It's on the dark web. It's on the dark web, though. You
Oh,
need to
I
be
bet it's
careful
on
with
the
that, though.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely on the dark web. But what Mom
Oh!
Donnie out there trying to
Oh!
bitch?
Oh no.
Oh!
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I wouldn't have
Don't
searched
do it.
for that.
Click off of it. That shit is going damn. It's
You got
definitely a
computer
virus on that
AIDS.
site.
Yeah.
Bro, I gotta share
It's
screen on this
definitely a
shit.
virus.
There we go.
Oh, shiznit.
Single
Okay.
little people
Oh, there we
near
go.
Washington.
Meet single little people near Washington.
Those don't look like
Right
little
on.
people. Those
Good
are
for
regular
them.
people.
I hope
Well,
they
their heads
find
are the
somebody.
same size, dude. Their heads and
I
their
got
dicks are the
no,
same size.
Damn.
Their genitals are also the same size.
Right, right.
So
I
So
got
they
no
all-
ill will.
I guess they're all hung for their proportions.
right.
Good for them, man.
Sounds
It's-
difficult.
I hope they find happiness. I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm just saying that was her line.
Well, if
And
I tried
and
to
you
join-
know, you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't. Maybe X Cube would say you wouldn't be surprised that how many dudes on the football team
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
went ahead and
Let's
said,
try
"Well,
that.
Yeah.
it's college. Why
Hey,
not?"
look, midgets. Look, to be honest, midgets, as far as
Dwarf,
women, usually
technically. Sorry, let me correct
yeah,
myself.
all of them got big booties and big tits.
This thing is little person.
They do.
They do.
I don't know why.
I mean, it just
Little
is
person, sorry.
what it is. Like, and I know this sounds bad. We objectifying the damn midgets, but look, it's
Man, fuck the midgets, dude. Fuck them like fuck
Hey, look.
everybody else.
But it's just like, hey, if you leave a dude to his devices too long, he gonna do it. That's just all there is to it. He gonna look around and be like, ain't nobody looking, are they? Hurry up. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's just be like, it's just like, man, that's all we are, man. We're just instinctual animals, man. That's it at the end of the day.
I
wouldn't
think I
even
kind
repeat
of
the
have an
shit I've
idea where
heard.
my self-imposed boundaries are.
Yeah. You're right. You have to have
Hey,
self-imposed
look.
To be
boundaries,
honest,
girls. What do you got?
it's not
Hey, look,
something I'm going to be down with.
If you don't fuck midgets, you're a bigot.
boundaries sound. Yeah, this is true. Look, and boundaries sound good until you're down bad. All right, morals sound good until you're down bad. You know.
I don't know,
And then
man.
all of
I
a
have to
sudden
live
you
with
just-
myself. I have to die alone. You know, everybody dies
But-
alone. I have to die alone with all the things I've ever done in my head, my heart, and I can't do shit. I gotta stick to my boundaries.
So you couldn't do the midget.
Oh no, no, that may I don't know, but
Oh,
possibly.
No,
I
I
don't think
couldn't.
so.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
I thought we were talking about like random shit like that. I have shit I could never do.
Oh no. Yeah, I
Oh,
ain't talking about. We talking about
We are
Oh, yeah.
still it's still
The
three
midget.
guys here. We're
I still-
probably still
it's-
talking about
I don't
midgets
think I
and
could. So I
sex
had a
with midgets.
boyfriend. I was not great at accepting actual affection or love. I was really good with guys who were pieces of shit. That was easy. But if someone was gonna be nice to me, like I got awkward for me. Like I just didn't know how to handle that. People would give me compliments, and we weren't even in relationships, and I would tell them to fuck themselves. I like did not know how to have positive things coming at me.
Yeah,
So
that's not
this was
great.
part of my horrible trauma when I was young. But I dated a guy who's actually really nice to me. He was really cool. He was nice. He was technically like a year younger than me, which was a little bit weird. But it was cool. He was a cool guy. He bought me 10 or a dozen roses. And all of
Wow.
a sudden I was like, I hate you. Like I hate you. But the reason instead I was trying not to I was trying to accept good things, and I was aware that I had this problem, so I didn't want to say that I didn't like him anymore because he bought me roses. So instead, I was like fixated that he was like an inch and a half shorter than me. So I was like, if I can't date a
That's the
guy,
fuck up. See, that's
is.
why
I
no more
know.
roses. Next time the bitch is getting a can of sardines.
I'm saying, or just nothing. Nothing was easier for me. I was like, don't even like say nice things to me. We'll just like hang out. And sometimes we'll have sex. It's fine. But like, but
There we go.
if I can't even date a guy that's an inch and a half younger than me or less taller than me, then I definitely can't date a midget. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Now
And
it's in my
that's
brain.
usually
Like
the
short
case
guys,
for
no.
women. So it's all good. I thought it was funny yesterday. Me and my girlfriend had a date, and we went out to a mall in a different city, and this guy, young guy, came up with his girlfriend. And my man opened the passenger door for him. I was like, "Oh man, isn't that sweet? I hope you can keep that up, dog." You know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like you're in the first week of it. All right, because I'm gonna tell you right now, a year later, you don't open that door and y'all been having a rough patch, you're gonna be like, well, you used to open the door for me. She's gonna throw
Yeah.
up everything in your face that you used to do. I done told folk, you better hold out like it fold out. Look, you need to go in there and you need to set the boundaries earlier. Here's who I
Set the
am.
bar
Here's
low.
the shit I do. And there's nothing new coming around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
Johnny was the first one who opened doors for me. And I used to be the person in Seattle where somebody would open the door and I'd be like, what? What? You think I can't open my own door? Like an asshole. So I'm at the point where I was like, oh, he opens the door. That's so sweet. He still opens the door for me. He still buys flowers for me. We're 7 years in.
Very
Pretty
nice.
Okay, well there we go.
He's,
Hey, he's
a
able to
good
hold
guy.
out.
He's a
And
good
I'm able
dude.
to accept positive things. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, most people ain't able to hold out. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So,
true.
like, I mean, that just is what it is. Like,
But like
so people
I
that do
hold
stuff
doors for
early
other
on.
people too. That's just like who he is.
Oh well, yeah, I mean, just open up. I'm talking about like physically, like my man physically on the passenger side, opening the car door. It's like the old school thing where there's a puddle there, so I take my coat off and I lay it in the puddle. I'm like, nigga,
The
please,
gentleman.
what are you talking about? You better walk around that thing. I mean, I'm not laying
Chivalry.
my coat in the puddle. Chivalry or whatever that is. You know what I'm
Wear
saying?
some boots, bitch.
Yeah, no. You need to let them know who you gonna be early
That's
on.
true. That's true.
All right. And I mean, hey, and then you ain't got to worry about it. You can't tell them, hey, I've been the same dude the whole time. And most of us are the same dude the whole time. You know what I'm saying? We might, develop some type of allergy to seafood or something like that, or we might want to buy a Corvette when we're 60, you know what I'm saying, for some odd reason. But other than that, but past 30, they ain't nothing new coming up.
Dude,
It's just
seriously. That's what I say to
pretty much
people.
set
Like,
in
you have to
stone.
believe people when they show you who they are. Like, that's who they are. Don't go looking for anything other than this. This is who they are. They've shown you, they've told you. That's it. That's it.
Well, don't we see that with our politicians? Like they show you who they are, and then people are like, well, no, they could do something different here. It's like, well, what makes you think that they're going to do something different? Like the politician you've been voting in office for 30 years has done nothing for you. You can't feel you don't feel any better about your life with them being in there. But
Like,
you're like, man, I need to get them back in there. It's
did
like,
you see the Gavin Newsom chain of 22 years of him saying we're going to do something about the homeless population?
yeah,
No.
It's
Yeah,
just like
that's great.
over and over and
That
over.
is
And you're like, well,
embarrassing.
clearly you're not going to do shit about it.
No.
showed you.
No. Well, they're going to make sure it remains in
It
place.
increases. Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to make sure that
Totally.
it never gets fixed. They're going to make sure there's always money for it and that their friends manage it and that a lot of it goes into bullshit and it's just part of like the high-speed rail project.
Yeah.
Same thing. Billions of dollars in this. Train to nowhere.
That's why you can compare
Embarrassing.
people's I don't know, addiction, obsession, like team sport playing with politicians to people who are in abusive relationships. It's like the same dynamic where you're like, oh no, he's gonna get better. He's gonna change. You don't really understand who he really is. Like it's all the same exact mentality.
I did something wrong. That's why it's like this. And that's what they were doing. Because the only time that I've seen these ninjas take some real action was during the damn disease that should not be named. They were ready right then. They were ready. You know, and you know what you heard from people? It was the abuser mindset. It's like, well, the reason that it's happened to go on is because people are not adhering to the rules. I'm like,
You brought this upon yourself.
is that what you actually believe?
That is what they
And they did. They did. They were the ones being abused, and they loved it. Like people loved it. They love being told what to do.
Mask
And now
me
we see
harder,
it.
daddy. It's our secret
Yeah.
BDSM. Yeah, coming out.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. And then they were ready. Well, they weren't ready to jump no men, but they were ready to jump women, which was absolutely fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was like a woman in the store with her child, and then like you see a group of people like gang up on her. It's like I seen that big burly dude walk through a minute ago. He ain't had no mask on neither. Y'all ain't jump him. What's the deal?
Dude, people are
You know.
lucky they didn't fucking try me. I would have killed a bitch. I'm not fucking around. Like, you motherfuckers fucking told me you'll die. I don't
It's
have
just
a
like
chill when it comes to like my fucking bodily autonomy. Like, just like, you try me. And so they didn't. But I did
yeah.
have a
So I
girl.
mean, that's new.
I like walked right by a girl and she was like, "Excuse me, miss, you have to put on a mask to come in the store." And I just kept going and she followed me and I made her go down like this aisle and over this aisle. And the whole time she's like, "Miss, excuse me, you have to put on a mask." And I just kept going and going. Finally, I was
Don't
like,
worry, I'll
"Oh,
be done
what?
shortly.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?"
I got kicked out of a fucking Ace Hardware, like right when the
By
shit
who?
jumped off. The fucking
Who was
people
gonna
in the
drag you
store.
out?
The fuck, dude, they fucking followed me over to my section where I was looking for boxes because I was moving, and they
So you
fucking
just
weren't.
have to
They
spit
made
at
it very
them.
clear I had to leave, and we had
I wouldn't
what the
actually spit.
police would consider a verbal altercation in the store, and then I
So
obviously left.
you didn't even get any free popcorn?
Yeah, nothing. I'm fucking
Nothing.
fuck those people. Like, God, if I'd have had a job at that time, I'd have had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Because there's no fucking way I'd have been going to work wearing a fucking mask or not going. Dude, that was the worst shit ever. Like, as it was happening, and I remember in March when they're announcing the pandemic, I'm like, I fucking saw it all coming, like right then and there. It was fucking painful.
I feel so lucky that I left teaching like 2 years before this all went down, or a year and a half or something. Like, I just skated out. And
Yeah.
then this all came and I was like, I wouldn't have been able to deal with it either. I wouldn't have been
See,
at work.
all
So
these years later, and there's no consensus, even from the conspiracy types, on what happened during COVID. Really, there's no
yeah.
consensus. Some people are like COVID's totally fake. Other people have other opinions. There's no real consensus. But
But they're still testing everyone's shit. They're still testing the sewers and they're still telling you which strains are going around and who has it, like how many people. And like, I'm like, damn, you guys are committed to this. Like, it's never gonna end.
well, the
Well, I
original
mean,
tip off was that when you looked at when they started tracking and putting up the CDC death numbers, the fucking death numbers attributed to COVID some days were 60 to 70% of all the deaths in the country on those days.
People
Like,
still believe that shit.
I have all that shit screenshotted. I should dig up my COVID archive because
Good.
the devil is in
Yeah.
the details, and I have a
Yeah.
feeling the truth is in those early numbers. Those early numbers tell the tale. I think a bunch of people died from the bioweapon that they released sometime around October or November.
And then most of the numbers
And
were
then-
attributed to it and weren't it. Like George fucking Floyd was a COVID death. You're like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say this motherfucker killed him and he also died of COVID, you assholes.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
But they did the swap-a-roo with the flu numbers because
Yeah.
that year was the highest reported flu numbers to the point where they were censoring them. With the number they ended up releasing, I think at the end of 2019 was 55,000 flu deaths. But I saw other documentation that showed the number was closer to 85,000 flu deaths. And then this number disappeared and became like 6,000, like overnight.
Yeah.
They masked all of those COVID deaths, all the flu deaths that were coming out that were higher, were masked as COVID deaths. That's part of it. I don't know what the other parts are.
Well, they
Fuck.
also murdered people. I mean, they literally just murdered them. They were like,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
just intubate them and inject them with remdesivir. Like, you're gonna die if that happens to you. That's
Well,
not.
once you
You're not going to survive
incentivize
that.
you incentivize the hospitals with this crazy structure where you start saying we'll pay you this much money for a COVID death versus this much money for this, and if you put them on remdesivir, you get this, and if you put them on a vent, you get that, and you know, some guy looking at spreadsheets all day long who says, "Why wouldn't it be great if these people came in and they had all of these things?"
Yeah.
That's
And it
it.
doesn't cost us
That's it.
anything. Yeah.
And maybe sometimes we do it. Maybe sometimes we say we did it.
True.
I mean,
We still bill for
I
it either way.
people didn't believe that they were doing that.
Oh, they were doing
But
it.
no, like
Yeah.
like if you tell somebody that today that was all a fanatic about it, that hey, you know, they were paying them extra money to use certain protocols, it's like that's a lie. Like, but they released it that they were doing it.
Yeah. They
Like,
weren't even hiding it.
it's just,
It's like your people were the ones saying all this. Fauci and Birx and all them are the ones saying all the shit that we say now. They've all said it. That people are like, no one ever said that masks didn't work. I'm like, Fauci said it. Birx said it. Your people, the people you love said it. I don't even like them, but they said it. Like, you asshole. You fucking asshole.
Right.
yeah. So the abuser relationship, just like keep abusing me, because it's my fault.
It's my fault. I was bad.
Also, I think this goes back to Yuri Bezmenov's 4 stages of demoralization, and that's stage 3, which is a crisis that lasts 6 weeks or longer, and that was COVID.
6 weeks to flatten the curve.
He said in the 4th stage, the normalization phase, I can drag them to the Soviet Union, take them there myself. I can shower them with authentic information. It won't matter. It won't change their mind. They have been demoralized.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how all these people
Exactly.
are.
Now we've got some the people from the CDC, they're cutting up now. Now that the young lady who was in there, what was she in there for, a month? And then she resigned, quote unquote, right after
She took one look.
RFK.
She opened the closet, took one look around, like, closed it, and said, "I'm out of here. I'm not interested in all these skeletons."
Yeah, and was it? We have people from the CDC. They're out there boycotting the people that work for them. I'm just like, y'all guys out there cutting up like I give a fuck. Like it's y'all the same people that told me if I follow this arrow in the grocery store, I won't get COVID. You know what I'm saying?
They,
If I stay,
they,
I mean, if I stay,
who's protesting what? Who's protesting who in this?
the CDC, they're protesting against RFK Jr. Because they believe that he had a hand in the lady who was over the CDC being ousted or her
Oh,
resignation.
well, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would
It's just
assume
like,
so. Why is that scandalous that he had a say in her firing when he's her boss?
Yeah, like who cares?
I don't know. I guess they feel like it was
Wouldn't he have to have a say in? I don't know. I'd say, yeah, fuck it. You know, then I had a say in it. You know, what do you want from me? Get out. Gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, they just
You
felt
gotta
like
go.
that she was done wrong.
Hmm.
You know.
Who cares?
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
I'm just like,
she's entitled to. She's not entitled to a job. She works, you know, like the CDC is like they take government money, but they also have private interests. Like they own patents and make $5 billion a year from the patents they own on the vaccines, and then they set the vaccine schedule, which I don't know. Sounds like a little bit of a conflict of interest to me.
So
That you set the
massively.
vaccine schedule, and then magically some of the vaccines that you have the patents on are on the schedule and they're mandatory, which is like me putting my latest book and saying it's mandatory that you buy 78 copies of it.
It's like
How
the college
incentivized would I
professors.
be to
Yeah.
put good, high quality material in here, or how much you want to bet that it would just be filled with dick jokes
Well, one
and then
thing
500 empty blank pages.
that really
Hey.
bothers me that nobody's discussing in regards to that relationship is that takes us out of the realm of capitalism and we move into a realm of what's called state capitalism, which is how Russia operates, where the government has a direct role in corporations and in corporate decision making and everything. And we're seeing this expansion now with Trump getting 10% of Intel. U.S. government now owns 10% of Intel. So here's the thing: I haven't. For me, the jury's out on how bad of a system this is. It all depends on who's in control of the government, right? If you don't like the people in control of the government, you're not going to like what they're doing with your capitalism. But if you do like who's in the government, you might agree with what they're doing, right? So it's one of those double-edged swords. But everyone needs to realize we are moving into uncharted territory with government acquisitions of private business in regards to operating them not in a transitory way.
I just this morning recorded a macroaggressions episode called American East India Company about that, about how this is actual fascism. The blending of the state with big business for the benefit of the state, or if that's fascism, or if it's to benefit big business, we call that corporatism, or both, right? This is alarming. And I did sort of an explanation about what the East India Company was, later the British East India Company, and how massive it was, and how it wound up folding into the state at some point.
Well, I think the thing that's scariest about it is, like, let's just say you own a business and you're behind on your taxes, and then the government comes in and says, "Oh, well, that's fine. We're square on the taxes, but we now own 20% of your company."
Right.
That's the overarching implication.
That's a problem. That's a problem. But here's the one component of it that I think provides like a slight dilemma. And that is, considering what our government normally does with the money, which is essentially light it on fire, at least we're getting something in exchange. And I make that argument half-heartedly, because I don't want the government owning any of these companies. I think it's a bad idea. But Trump is a businessman, and he sees this as a business, and he's like, hey, like, why don't we? Or if we want to go like full tinfoil hat, he's trying to shore up some microchip processing resources in advance of a bigger war, maybe even something with China, where chips are going to be needed. Access to them is going to be essential. And Taiwan's chip manufacturing facilities are going to be targeted for either capture or destruction. So, like, maybe it's a preemptive move. Maybe they're shoring up resources. If this is, I guess it depends on what they do after this. If this is a one-shot deal, which I doubt it will be, then whatever. But if they put together a portfolio that they own, it will then be worth reviewing. If the portfolio is like Lockheed Martin, then they're gearing up for something. I don't know what it'll be. I guess it depends on the anarchist in me is like, get them away from owning private businesses in any way. It's already murky enough. I don't want them involved in it. But then you go from a practical standpoint. Well, at least, like, worst case scenarios, you've got like equity in Intel, which is going to be worth a lot. Especially after you put your thumb on the scale and rig it so that Intel benefits because you're the government and you're a criminal enterprise.
Well, what if the government can raise enough revenue from owning stakes in businesses they don't have to collect taxes from us anymore?
Well, that's an interesting concept to ponder.
It definitely it grows government control for sure. But I think the problem is that we've only had governments that suck, right? And so we don't know what it's like to have a good government who gives a fuck about us and is willing to do shit for us.
Well,
So
usually the people's in the government, the people's interests and the state's interests are opposed to one another. Typically, if you were to ever get them in alignment, then maybe, right? Like if the state had, but you start when you start saying the state has a stake in companies, it just sounds like fascism. To me,
Yeah, I
it just
mean,
sounds like fascism. It doesn't sound like an investment in the future. It sounds like fascism. It sounds like the next thing I know, there's
be
going to be
investment.
anybody who's got a small and medium-sized business in that similar industry, they're going to get crushed. They're just going to create regulations and just fucking crush them because they can, and it benefits them, and it benefits us as American taxpayers. Benefits us to crush the small and medium-sized businesses, put them out of business so that we can have a monopoly with Intel and then only have that because look, we have fucking 10% stake in this thing, man. Don't you think we want to have our share price go, 10x on this stuff? Of course. Why wouldn't we? So we start getting into all these really shitty incentives where the state has like a vested interest in companies, certain companies is excelling and certain companies disappearing. And I fucking hate that. That scares me, man, because it's just organized crime. And if you allow them to organize it with these companies, it's just going to happen, with contracts instead of like machine guns.
Yeah, the breakdown of the young lady, Miss Susan Monarez, I think that's how you say her last name. But here it is. It was Wednesday evening. She was fired uh, by the Trump administration after she refused to resign under pressure. Okay, it says right here when the CDC director Susan refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fired dedicated health experts, she chose protecting public over serving a political agenda. For that, she has been targeted.
so she was grandstanding, is what I'm hearing.
Seeing a
Auditioning
She
for
probably
CNN.
she probably rubber stamped the COVID vaccine, so fuck her.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was it, yeah. Because I was, from what I was hearing, they were like saying that can't give it to young, can't get, to the younger people and all that stuff because of what they seen, and of course, that's not in the agenda. I'm assuming Pfizer's still making something. I'm assuming that's the only people that's still making it. I don't think Moderna's making anything, are they? I
Well,
haven't
I think
even
they're
heard
all
anything.
pivoting to mRNA cancer drugs.
Okay,
I think that's where the money is
man,
because that's just
yeah.
such an unbelievably gigantic market.
Yeah, for them not to get nothing done. Like I get it. I understand that what people are saying. It's like maybe we want to stop cancer deaths, but it's just like, but they're not going to. It's not profitable to do so.
Oh, I'll even go a step further and say that they created industrial cancer. They started the American Cancer Society in 1913. It was called something else, but they changed it to American Cancer Society, and the Rockefellers financed it. It was to profit and steer the future cancer industry into the pharmaceutical industry, right into them. And that's what it did. And so the American Cancer Society was created, funded, and controlled by the Rockefellers since its inception. And it started the same year as the Federal Reserve, the IRS, and the ADL. 1913, the most important year in American
Coincidence,
history.
right? Coincidence, right? It's just
The
coincidental.
year the
that year.
the year the bankers stole America.
See, America has been a
Wow.
Jewish takeover in slow motion, kind of culminating with Kennedy, and the rest has been history. So
These foundations are they're nothing more than damn embezzlement. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's
Oh
just
yeah,
stealing
the
money. I mean,
tax
that's all
shelters.
it is.
Tax shelters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's so the rock when Standard Oil got busted up, they had really bad PR, and they created the Rockefeller Foundation. Somebody suggested that. I forget who it was. And they created that, and they funneled a bunch of money into it as a tax shelter, and then they used that as a PR mechanism to buy themselves better publicity. And from that, they realized that they had that having a foundation was great, because you could always say it's not me, it's the foundation, you know. But it's like it's your money that goes in there, and then it's there's tax benefits to it, and then you can use that to operate outside of the view, dip sort of in and out of government when you need to with these foundations. And some of them are, most of the big ones that are in some way, shape, or form involved in eugenics too, like the Ford Foundation and the Rockefeller Foundation and the Hewitt Foundation, and all, you know, Carnegie Foundation. It's always, I mean, because you can't just start a company advocating for murder, but you can start an NGO that talks about population contraceptive devices and things like that, and that's essentially mass murder. And so they run everything through that. And so if anybody ever gets in trouble, it comes back on an NGO. It doesn't come back on a government. It doesn't come back on a person necessarily. And that's how they're doing it.
Yeah. I looked into that one foundation I think Biden had a few years back, and like they went through the books on it, and like no money went to cancer research. I was
Oh yeah.
like this guy got a few million, that guy got a few million. I was like, well, where's the research at? It's like, well, we didn't quite get to that. It's like,
Still working on it.
yeah, we didn't quite get
But
around to that.
it's a money washing operation. It's an influence peddling operation. It's dirty. It's to be expected. Same thing with the concert for the fires. Did you guys see that this last week?
the one where they took
Los
all the money.
Angeles fires where they had the big concert, and all of that money that was supposed to go to help fire victims, surprise, magically disappeared. Didn't wind up there. Nobody got any of it.
I mean, it's just like, well, how long are you gonna keep getting duped before you be like, hold on a second now?
I know.
I guess it doesn't matter. I guess you just keep getting duped into infinity.
You just Lucy keeps putting that football out there, and you keep convincing yourself this time it's different.
It'd be generationally get duped. Your kids, your kids, their kids. It'd be they generations worth of people just duped. It's just like, oh yeah, you know, let's go down there and let's give them our money. It's just like, dog. I mean, you know that money's going directly in their pockets, right? Like they're not helping anybody. They're helping themselves to your money. That's what I do know.
But people they give money to Goodwill because they think they're doing the right thing, and they're giving money to a charitable organization. They get a little piece of paper that can write it off their taxes too. That doesn't hurt. But also, like, I'm giving it to Goodwill, and it's like, well, you know, Goodwill's selling it. They're like, well, yeah, I know they're selling it. Do you know they're selling it at inflated prices? They're like, well, how inflated? And you go in there and look, and you're like, oh my God, like this is kind of crazy. It's like, do you know that their CEO made $5 million last year? You're like, what? So like your charities are polluted too. You know?
Right.
You want to
Right.
do the
Every
right
time, every
thing. You want to like get so you start giving stuff away to these groups thinking like you're doing the right thing. and you know, maybe that's all it takes is for you to think that you're doing the right thing. That's good enough for you. Like, what happens with it after this? It's out
You
of my
don't know.
control, man. I can only do what I can do.
Yeah, it's like when you send that hungry African 22 cents a day
Right.
to help him get some drinking water and and some
How much
bread.
of that? How much of that's going to drinking water?
Like a
And how
cent.
much of that's going to private jets?
he like he like, well, I mean, are they fed yet? I mean, did they get some bread and some water? It's like we working on it still.
The
Working on it
groups
still.
that put together these charities are eugenicist groups. They're not trying to feed anybody. They're trying to murder people. They just want you to pay for it. This is kind of the kink in it, is that the person getting fucked is the poor starving people. But they don't care because it's part of the plan.
Yeah, and I'm just like, so when I go somewhere and they're like, "Hey, don't you want to donate to such and such?" I'm like, I don't. No, I don't. I do not because I
I don't
know
have
it's
a
not going
problem
anybody.
saying no either. I don't have a problem saying no. Some people are
Yeah.
very like susceptible. My wife is very susceptible. She's very nice.
Like if I'm not able to go, like you see somebody in need, you go and you buy groceries for 2 weeks for them or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It went directly to them. I know they got it. They received it. There it is, my good day. Oh well, donate to this foundation and then we'll do that. I'm like, let me just take the money and do it myself. If I feel that in my heart, you know, if that's what I want to do, I'd rather just do that and know that the people got it that needed it. So, I mean, but they've been running this racket for a while now, and it's just became just something that's run of the mill. Oh yeah, don't you want to donate $1 to such and such? It's for a good cause. They say that in for a good cause. So, oh yeah, cool, for a good cause. Then you'd be like, hold on, did anybody get did those teams get any new mitts for baseball or anything? It's like,
You know what I did, which I liked. You know Pasta Jardula. You know him, don't you, Corey?
Yeah. Well, I know.
Um,
We've never actually met.
oh, okay. Well, I've hung out with him in Vegas and in Nashville. He's a super duper guy. He will do these charity trips to. He was living in South Florida for a long time, and he would do these charity trips where he'd go to Cuba, and he would ask people, "Hey, do you want to donate some money to me? I'm buying baseball equipment. I'm buying a bunch of used, balls and bats and gloves and cleats and things like that for all these Cuban kids that love baseball but don't have access to any of the gear. And would you be interested in contributing?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." So like I like cashed apped him money for stuff like that, because like that I'm totally great with. Like, I'm gonna give it to Pasta. Pasta's gonna go buy this stuff. Pasta's taking suit duffel bags with him with all this stuff, and he's distributing it. And then he took pictures with the kids in Cuba with all the stuff. Like that,
right,
I'm
hmm
100,000% on board with.
right. We did the same thing at our job with the when Asheville got hit. We got up a bunch of resources together, and a guy from work loaded it up on the trailer and actually took it out there to him. So it's like, boom,
Cool.
there it is, as opposed to the Red Cross or whoever the fuck was out there at that time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, donate to us, and then we'll handle it. You go look up, it's like, yeah, we gave each one of them $200 a piece. I'm like, 200. I was like, what a, I mean, appreciate it, but damn, I mean, they lost everything. You know what I'm saying? They need more than $200. 200 ain't gonna cut it. They ain't got a job or nothing right now. Everything's wiped out.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, we gave them $200. I was like, well,
The Anarchapulco crew did a really fantastic job when the hurricanes came through, helping out. They did such a good job that the city actually recognized them and gave them an award for their
Oh, okay.
contribution to it. They were raising money, and they were running 24-hour shuttles services, 6 hours at one way, 6 hours back. And they had 3 trucks that were going, and they were just constantly going and bringing stuff in. They were going to the closest big city, to the Costco there, and Jeff was getting donations. I think Jeff raised like $350,000 in crypto for it, and they bought generators, and they bought food, and they bought chainsaws to clear everything out. Like, they just bought everything that they could get their hands on and distributed it throughout Acapulco on motorcycles, because everything was torn down. And like, the city had to acknowledge, like, you guys were fantastic when this happened. So twice, actually, because it got hit by 2 hurricanes back to back, and in back to back years, and they did it both times. So
Yeah, and somebody in the chat over at Rumble said Elton John and Sharon Stone couldn't cure AIDS, but they sure had decades of parties raising money for it. And that's what they usually do. They usually get somebody famous, a celebrity, somebody that people like to be the face of it. And so people feel even better about donating to these causes.
yeah,
When it's really not benefiting the people that you believe that it would benefit. If you think that folks are out here actually wanting to do something to help people, I mean, they might be trying to help them to the grave. You know what I'm saying? They might be trying to help them in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? To get them on up out of here. But you know, help as far as nourishment, because we see it all the time. 30 years later, if you or a loved one drunk water from this river that came from this river in the past 30 years, you're eligible for for coverage. Call this number. It's just like, well, hold on, how long y'all know y'all were dumping the shit there? Oh, we knew we've been dumping it there for 50 years. It's just like, I mean, that's it. Yeah, man, we give you a few $1,000.
If you or your
Help you
loved
out, right?
one took the 2020 COVID vaccine, you may be entitled to a claim for your services if you are still alive.
It's just like, and then what they give you. I mean, they were saying, can you give me what they were giving back during that time, which was what was it? What was it? My man wanted to get a hamburger and some free donuts. Wasn't that what he was trying to give up there in New York?
Well, Bill de Blasio was
De
giving away
Blasio, yeah.
cheeseburgers, yeah,
Yeah,
and there were donut offers. There were donut offers. There were Talladega Speedway laps that were offered. There were lap dances offered. There was a lot going on. Lottery tickets. Then they started. So that was the carrot portion, and then the stick, which was, we're going to have OSHA shut down your company. We're going to make sure that you don't get to go to work. We're going to make sure that your employer or your coworkers rat you out if you haven't taken the vaccine. We wish you a winter of death.
I have to comment. The fucking attempt to backdoor the COVID vaccine through fucking OSHA was the single most totalitarian act that's ever occurred in fucking American history.
We should hang
Period.
the people from OSHA. They should have all been taken out and hanged at the town square.
So I got this new thing that we could sell, a ground zero version of this. Okay, back in like the Peloponnesian Islands, I think it was, they would take a person and they would take a hollowed out log, okay, and they would coat this person in fucking honey, and they would encase him in the log and just float him down the fucking river, and he would be basically eaten alive by fucking insects, and that's what they need to do to these people.
Okay. All right, I'm on board with that.
Allegedly.
That would definitely be against OSHA code.
Oh, and they would force feed you this stuff that made you shit all over yourself, and that would attract even more bugs and shit.
Oh, good.
And that's like some type of wartime crimes or something.
Them savages back in the day thought of some fucking wicked means of exterminating people, like the fucking the Iron Maiden. Put them in the Iron Maiden. Yeah, that's some shit right there.
Yeah, they were ruthless. Well, they had the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah,
fuck's
that
the
makes
ACLU
sense.
when you need them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no internet. They were pondering,
We become too soft as a society, man. Like, you do some
Yeah.
fucked up shit. We should like inflict suffering upon you.
How
Like,
do we
stick
get into
spiders in
this
your ears and shit.
industrialized killing?
Yeah. All right,
We
guys. So
we
let's
could
go
have a
wrap up.
Corey, we could
Uh,
have a
you go.
variety of a day zero guillotine, a day zero honey log,
Mm,
um,
mm.
a day zero noose set, right?
Okay.
Oh, I
Okay.
got it. I can build us the Day Zero superstore that's got all these things on it, and they can buy them. But the fine print is that these will turn into donations, and you're never going to receive your guillotine.
There you go.
Let me see.
There
That's
you
the
go.
fine
There you
print. You didn't read the fine print at the bottom. It's like, hey, look, everybody else scamming. I just need to get in on my scam game.
Some
We
restrictions
appreciate-
may apply.
Yeah, we
Objects may
appreciate every.
appear closer in the rear view mirror.
We appreciate everybody for being with us on episode 200 of Day Zero. Go check out all of Lindsey's stuff, rogueways.org. Charlie, let them know what you got working in right here over the next couple weeks, if he's there. Are you still there?
Time out.
Uh-oh. He's have issues.
I'm here.
Okay.
My internet just
Okay.
went wonky.
Okay. Charlie, let them know what you're working on. What you got coming up.
I have my interview with T. Snyder. It came out today on Macroaggressions. He's the guy. He's the Canadian filmmaker who followed me around for 5 months doing the documentary. So you can go check that out. Macroaggressions, also Activist Post. And I'll be out next week. Next weekend I'll be in LA. I'll be coming back, going to Oasis.
Oh man be in LA. Man be out there with the trannies and the
out there.
fags.
Yep.
Oh, that's San
I'm gonna
Fran.
take
Isn't
some
it? Is
pictures
LA
for you,
LA got them
man.
too?
Oh god damn, yeah. They started the whole trend. Are you kidding me?
Okay, there we go. Of course, CoryHughes.org. A Warner from History JFK book. Lee Harvey Oswald in black and white. And bloodyhistory.substack.com. Of course, I'm XQ420, XQ420.com for everything I do. We will catch y'all next week on Day 0201. Peace out.